Sure, Academy. Oh, be the mother of sweet mother radio. Oh, this. Oh, beauty, not take that. He's a hey! Have a bouncy! Tell me the mood, I mean, see that?
Exactly fun. Oh.
Hi. Mm-hmm. Oh.
I just got me orange again. Yeah. Okay. He also okay. Yay.
Hey. Oh, we're just doing this to here? Okay, cool. Sorry. Screen was frozen. So I figured I'd let you know. Okay, cool. Hello everyone. Sorry for the delay. Well, there was a little bit of a mistime and none of the other commentators are ready, but I'm here now. I'm gonna be walking through you guys through this match. Excuse me. Sorry. Right now we're gonna be watching Rhea versus Ekwon. Unfortunately, neither of these runners going to be making the playoffs, and Rhea's stream's actually frozen right now, so not looking too hot on either end. But we're just gonna be watching Ekwon move through the slots here. Looks like he's actually going to be going for the more advanced strategy of bullet building. See if he's able to get the tricky cycle in that room. Doing a moon clip for swag off of that slots moon. But now going to exit and make his way rolling over to the bullet building. Very creatively named sub area. First though, missing the spark pylon, but no big deal, no big deal. Now rolling over. And the thing about this sub area that makes it interesting is that when you go into it, there's a specific timing that a bullet is going to spawn, and your goal is to capture that and then make your way over to the end and get the second moon really quickly. Window's a little bit tight, but it looks like he actually will be able to get it. Yeah, very well done from Ekwon. Now, just making his way over to this last moon here and warping his way up to this checkpoint he grabbed over in the night or rainy time of this kingdom. Oh, looks like Rhea gonna be coming back to a death up in the Snow Kingdom while Ekwon's going over here. Yeah, jumping over these typhoons. Pretty synchronized moon grab, but in different kingdoms, and Ekwon gonna be taking a fall there, has to go down and... or wait. Oh, I've never seen that before. That's a really interesting backup there. I did not know you could do that backflip off of that wall. You learn something new every day. But Rey gonna be getting this first story moon in Snow Kingdom, as Ekwon's finishing up in his metro. So Ekwon now ground pounding the stairs and going for the bullseye here. Not quite gonna get it, but now Rey on the other side gonna be going into this Goomba room, trying to manipulate where these guys are, and unfortunately not gonna be able to drag this one over following him, but also gonna be taking a death there. And the worst part about when the Goombas just decide to commit suicide like that is you have to commit suicide as well, because that Goomba does not respawn, so you have to reset the room manually by taking a death there. So even though that might have looked unintentional, that was definitely the best move for Rhea. Unfortunate, but had to happen. But gonna continue on with his run anyway. Oh, getting really lucky that the Goombas walked onto the spawn pad there. Almost had to take another death, but he's gonna be making his way through the rest of this room. And Ekwon gonna be finishing up his own Metro Kingdom right about now. Probably gonna be going for Snow Kingdom next, since he grabbed the Hinart earlier. Doesn't need to go get some more coins in Seaside. But you never know, might decide to change things up a little bit. Meanwhile, Rhea gonna be getting his second to last moon in this kingdom, the Shot Moon. Yeah, after he gets this moon, he's going to be warping back up to the Odyssey, even though he's one moon short. And this is because there's a relatively quick moon you're able to get right from the Odyssey, but you have to do a kind of precise trick jump to get it. It's called Snowdram. You've probably heard of it and seen it. Very well-known trick in this speed game. But, oh, not even setting up. That is confidence right there. And that looks good. Yeah, very well done from Rhea. Normally you see runners go into first-person mode to kind of line up where you want to throw Cappy, but not even going before that. Just going to go right into it and nailing the jump and missing the spin throw, but not losing too much time. Very clean Snowdram from Rhea. Now, Ekwon, fortunately ruining about half of Toad's shelter, but not too bad. Going to be making his way into Shiveria now. Kind of like just a giant sub-area. Not quite the same thing, but just really big part of Snow Kingdom, even though it's not part of the actual kingdom technically. It doesn't load in when the kingdom originally loads, so not actually part of the kingdom itself, just big sub area. But nonetheless, going to be getting most of our moons down here, except for Snowdrone, which we saw Rhea do at the end, and the Captain Toad moon. Equan going for Snow Moon Cliff, doesn't look like he got it. On the other side, Rhea is going to be climbing this cliff up here. And grabbing this cliff moon. Quite a lot of these in this game. And Equan barely making that Taifu cycle. And able to survive though and make his way through it. Rhea grabbing this very quick moon through this pipe here before riding the jet stream, though not actually riding the jet stream. For those who don't know, the intended way of getting this moon is to grab a Gushin and ride the jet stream up to grab it, but clearly that is not the case, as Rhea just using Cappy to make his way up to there. Now, the rest of the Seaside Kingdom is going to be in this fish, just swimming your way through. Pretty chill kingdom. But for the most part, it can be kind of frustrating to maneuver this fish because running into any wall just a little bit will cause you to get a fish bonk, which doesn't lose a whole lot of time, but it just resets your momentum, and it's really frustrating to happen. And Equan also getting really lucky with his Goombas walking onto the pad. Thankfully not going to be taking a death there, making up a little bit of time over Rhea. Oh, but there it all goes. Barely missing that triple jump there. And taking a death because of it. Let's see if he knows the quick strats for this backup. Yep, you can just take a nice long jump over here, just grab the moon. Probably a less costly death than Rhea's, being quite honest. But still, Rhea is well on the Seaside, so maintaining quite a handy lead over Equan. Now Rhea setting up Fish Clip, or Sphinx Dip as some call it. Just lining the fish up, past the invisible wall, recapturing it, and then boom, you're out of bounds. Nice and easy. And that sets up these last two moons really quickly, and you can just get them, warp back to the Odyssey, and head out. So Equan going to be grabbing up his shot moon and then setting up for his own Snowdram, as Rhea is leaving Seaside Kingdom. We get to watch Equan Snowdram. We'll see if he's as confident with Rhea, not even bothering to set up, or if he plays a little bit safer. Oh, not setting up either. Wow. And getting a very nice vector there, barely making it though. Got a little bit of a bad angle, but made up for it with his with a spin vector. Basically, if you go a little bit sideways in this game, then Mario's speed cap's a little bit higher. So was able to maximize that when he did his rainbow spin, and Mario kind of twirled in the air and got a little bit more distance and was able to make that jump despite it looking a little bit iffy at the very beginning. So very well done from Equan. Now, Rhea entering Pepto-Bismol Kingdom, or Luncheon Kingdom as some call it. Setting up Salt Triple at the very beginning. Looks good. Not a very difficult trick jump, but the backup can be a little bit time consuming, especially if you take damage by accident. Now, lurking under the pillar's shadow here. And I'm going to be fighting Spears. Pretty straightforward boss fight, and just bounce on his head a few times. Some swag movement from Equan to get this Cliff Moon in Seaside. Now entering the Rumble Room. Nice spin pound from Equan as Rhea finishes up Spirit. And there you go. Oh, unfortunately Equan bonking. But getting up second try. And wow, grabbing that Grabbing that moon off just a dive, that's not something you see every day. And very clean spin pound to roll all the way down, getting a very nice line to capture this Cheep Cheep here. And Rhea entering a pretty peculiar sub area here. This is the only sub area in any percent, and for that matter, Dark and Darker side, where you only get one moon because the other moon is so slow, it's not worth grabbing. So, not even gonna do that there. And Ray does a little bit of different movement coming out of that fork there, but making it work and looking quite nice, making his way up to this moon here. Now rolling down, doing a nice triple jump to line up his cap to break open this crate, and you grab this moon. Very well done from Rhea. Now Kobe, nailing that throw of the golden turnip into the pot, intentionally bonking to slightly get high enough to grab the moon, and now going to be making his way through the rest of Luncheon Kingdom as Equan's going to be setting up his own fish flip. So first he's got to get this third to last moon. And now, not the most difficult flip to set up, but the harder part about fish flip is when you perform the clip, if you go back inbounds, you actually have to answer all the Sphinx's questions, which loses a lot of time. So hopefully not going to be seeing that. Doesn't look like it. And yeah, now making his way into the Sphinx and going to be finishing up Seaside. So now, you see Rhea, instead of just throwing his cap at these forks, he's actually diving after it just to get a little bit closer to the forks when it's captured, and this saves a little bit of time, because when the fork's captured, if you're in any capture animation, it's just slightly faster the closer Mario is to it, so just trying to get a little bit closer by diving into his cap after throwing it. A little bit more risky, but it saves about a second overall if you do it optimally, so probably worth, not the most difficult trick. And not going for any fancy surety bounce movement there, but nonetheless getting the moon on that cliff yet again. Another cliff. And now capturing the pan bro. Not a hammer bro in this game, it is a pan bro. And not really making Dance to happy with these, just spamming all those pans all over the place. But getting the job done nonetheless. And grabbing the story moon. Second one right after Spear, and now I'm going to be continuing with the rest of the kingdom. And and this is what happens when you miss Salt Triple, but Equan making it look easy, the backup. You don't have as much momentum going into it, so it can be tricky to line up, but making it look like child's play there. Meanwhile, Ray going to be setting up this vault while he grabs this moon here. To save a little bit of time rather than setting it up afterwards. So we're going to be doing that, just maintain his speed a little bit, and then just barely stay behind the mountain there, spin pounding on top of that moon and doing some very precise movement off those walls. Very well done. Not opting to do forkless, but nonetheless capturing the meat. And going to be grabbing this multi-moon to finish off Luncheon Kingdom. Equan having a lot of trouble with Spewer, but thankfully not going to be dying to him. That would be very costly in terms of time. Because when you die to Spewer, you don't respawn having taken out the number of phases you'd already done. You have to complete the whole boss fight again. You don't see it very often, but when it does happen, loses probably one of the most costly time losses in the run. I don't know what you're talking about, but they are not both tied at 4450. Not at all. Yeah, Ray is way ahead, looking very good going into the rest of this race. Now, Equan finishing up the one moon sub area. Well, the sub area which we only get one moon out of. Now, doing the more traditional movement to get up to overlooking a bunch of ingredients, and not opting to do a ground pound jump there, just taking a wall jump to get up a little bit differently. Slightly different from what we saw Rhea do. But now Rhea going to be entering Ruin Kingdom. Very, very boring kingdom. This is the entire run. This is the entire part of it that can save you time, is the movement moving up to the boss fight, because the boss fight is practically a set timer. You're going to take the same amount of time no matter how you do it. So he's going to make his way through that as Eklon works on his Luncheon Kingdom. Just watching the dragon, the mighty dragon, get destroyed by the Italian plumber that is Mario. Taking a little bit of damage too early, but again, this boss fight is super easy. You get 4 hearts to take out this dragon that you only really need to take 1 damage every single time to defeat, and you don't even really need to take damage, but it's faster, so you do. Saying hello to Captain Toad at the same time. He must have frozen or something up in Snow Kingdom after getting his shelter destroyed, because he's looking a little bit pixelated now. Hopefully he's doing okay though. But yeah, we see that the dragon seems to be hurt pretty bad by ground pounding on his head, but at the same time, do you really think Mario's ground pound is doing nearly as much damage as him slamming his head into the ground progressively over and over again? Or is it really just Mario deciding to pull out all those swords from his head, just healing him essentially? Just, you know what, I feel bad for you, dragon. I'm gonna yank these all out of your head for you, and then I'm gonna ground pound your head for no particular reason. But yeah, I really don't think that does nearly as much damage. And I don't know what Eklon's doing here. Is he on 1.0? Oh my god! Nope, he's not. Okay. I thought Eklon was pranking us a little bit. Grabbing the turnip as if he's going to go for a 1.0 exclusive trick called Turnip Clip. But not actually on 1.0. So just going to end up doing it for a little bit of swag and memory as Rhea finishes up his dragon fight. Yeah. Turnip at lol W. Yes, I agree. No idea why that happened, but hey, you do you, Eklon. Gonna be making his way through the rest of the Luncheon Kingdom. Unfortunately, missing that spin throw roll cancel. Just gotta drive the bus a little bit harder in the right direction. But not gonna do that. Setting up his triple jump behind the mountain as we saw Rhea do, and very nice journey bounce actually from Eklon. And sadly, Eklon does not have that good of a chance in making a comeback, because Ruined is a 3-minute kingdom, and he's not even entering it yet and still has a minute worth of cutscenes to go before even getting there. So he's already about 4 minutes behind, so it's highly unlikely he's going to be making a comeback. Sorry, not even 4, it's probably 5, maybe even 5.5. But then again, you never know what could happen to Rhea. Not hoping for him to make any mistakes, but still, Bowser's can be a pretty risky kingdom to go through, so we'll see what happens. First of all, though, you're going to be spin pounding on top of this ogre. Take it out. After this Bowser area is the moon. That is correct. Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, I don't believe either of these runners have the ability to make it into the playoffs, but still going to be watching the race. Both choosing to participate, sportsmanlike. Probably why Eklon going for the turnip clip meme. But now Rhea going to be entering Shards. Shards is one of the more volatile points of Bowser Kingdom. And nailing dive back, that was a little bit of an interesting setup, but able to get it right off the bat. Not going for the new fast charge strategy, but still, unfortunately taking a little bit of time loss on the bomb spawner there. But grabbing the last shards, not losing too much time going in there, and I'm going to be grabbing this second story moon. So in many of the kingdoms, except for Snow and Luncheon, I suppose, You don't see us grab a whole lot of story moons because there's cutscenes attached to each of them, but Bowser is one of the few kingdoms that actually requires you to get them. Because in order to progress the story in Bowser's Kingdom, you need to defeat the Mecha Brutal, and there's no way to do that without getting all the story moons. So you gotta go through them, all the cutscenes in this kingdom, but other than that, we try to avoid them as much as possible. And now Rhea looks like he's going to be going for Harriet first, respectable, sticking with tradition. Yeah, not even gonna mess around, faking us out with Topper first. Just straight Harriet, respectable decision. Ladies first. And going for the first-person strategies, if you line up your first-person camera with a specific point indicator or line on the ground or those crates in the background, whatever you have for your indicator, you can just throw out your cap and then boom. Just bop the bombs right back at her instantly, saving a little bit of time over the standard strat. So well done from Rhea. Now going to be going for Topper. Topper is a little bit more easy to take damage on. That's the main reason that some runners opt to do Topper first. Because it's a lot easier to take damage on his hats in this phase, but making it look really easy, just throwing his cap, bouncing on top of him, and just moving on right through the kingdom. Very nice. Gonna be grabbing the third story moon after this, and then making his way up to fight the Mecha Brutal. There are 8 required moons to get in the Bowser's Kingdom, but 6 of those required ones are story moons, so you only need to grab 2 along the way, and one's really, really in the way, so just gonna get that one every time. But you have the option of doing a quick moon at the beginning through a strat called Bird Dram, which in my opinion looks a little bit cooler than what we're gonna be seeing Rhea do here. Or you can go around the corner here and get this crate moon, as he's going to be demonstrating in a minute. Basically, you just do a nice jump behind the wall and boom, whoa, it's a moon, nice. But few runners, it's not very common at the top level, but a few runners do opt to do the Bird Dram at the very beginning. Perhaps we'll see Ekwon do it here. But Rhea's going to be climbing up, getting ready to fight the mech, mentally preparing. But here he comes. Here's where we get to see if Ekwon does indeed go for Bird Dram, and doesn't look like it. Oh, doing some very swag movement though. Roll cancel dive right in there, and just spin throwing to capture the spark pylon there. Very well done, and nice triple jump as well. Ekwon showing us some really clean movement, but messing it up a little bit, trying to ground pound on the ogre, but still impressive. And now Rhea is actually going to be going for Topper acquired, and oh, sadly bonking on the side. The general strat is just to land on the platform next to Topper, and in doing that, take him out, but going for a really, really nice backup strat. You very rarely get to see that movement because it's exclusive to backups. Normally you just see a runner grab a Pokio and make your way up the side, but going for the really risky movement and making it look really easy. Very well done from Rhea. Essentially you're able to climb up the leg just barely, and doing that pristinely. Missing the ground pound on Harriet, but still opting to go for target acquired. And nailing it on Spirit. Wow, very interesting mech, but able to get it first try. Well, not taking a death, I mean, that was poor phrasing on my part. Ekwon scaring me with that Pokio grab. Almost looked like he was going to take some damage there. Thankfully not. Probably going to be safe for the rest of this movement. And well played from Ekwon. Rhea missing his spin pound, but no problem. going to be grabbing this multi-moon, and that is it for Bowser's Kingdom. Now going to be entering the final kingdom in the game, Moon Kingdom. I couldn't think of what a moon was, even though we've been getting them the entire run. Interesting, but okay. Eklon going for setting up Bowser Jam here, throwing his cat back to home in on the pylon as he grabs this moon and getting it nice and easy. Now very clean spin throw roll cancel as well to capture this pylon. And now we get to see, will he do Harriet or Topper first? Oh, Harriet again. Nice. A man of culture as well, I see. Huh. I didn't get to see the beginning of this race, so I don't know exactly how these runners are doing. But it appears that Ray is actually on pretty decent pace. Looks like he could actually get a 101 high if he has a decent Moon Kingdom. So what? Eklon taking a really weird setup for first-person Harriet. Probably just trying to meme on it and then see if he's able to get it somehow. But able to get it second try, no big deal. Now, Rhea gonna be entering the Moon Kingdom, and here's where you get to see vectoring mainly in action in this run. As I said earlier, Mario goes faster, and his speed cap is higher when you travel diagonally in this game. So, abusing that at the very beginning to get a little bit more distance and land on this platform here, but not taking a death there, but rolling off the side a little bit. No big deal. Now grabbing these rocket flowers and showing us a little bit more of that vectoring, going a little bit faster possibly. And now going for moon skip. Oh, side flip variant. Not going to make it. Very swaggy side flip variant is very nice to watch, but not even in comparison with the single wall jump version. Very, very slick. But now going to be making his way up to the chapel for the final portion of this game. And here it comes. Just busting down the doors. No one cares about what you're doing with the wedding peach. And apparently Eklon thinks that he got Pokio because he appears to be missing a move. This isn't good. Maybe he'll go for caught on the iron fence gate at the end of this kingdom, but I don't know what he's thinking. Interesting stuff, but Ray gonna be beating up Bowser. Just dodging the giant firebar that he shoots at you, but taking a little bit of damage. Hopefully doesn't take any more, otherwise he won't be able to set up the final fast strategy for this fight. Oh, there's the... okay. So Eklon aware he didn't get that next moon. Going for, on the giant Bowser statue nose, I believe is the name, instead. Showing us some nice Dram movement. For those who don't know, essentially, Dram was one of the OG runners of this game, and he made a few strats. His most notable one was in Sand Kingdom, where you throw your cap up and home in on the bullet bill to save quite a bit of time, about 7 or 8 seconds. But now every time we home in on something, we call the strat a Dram strat, or even if we don't home in on something, such as Snow Dram, we call it a Dram strat for no particular reason, but primarily because he told us he didn't want us naming stuff after him. So kind of interesting, but hey, it's fine. No big deal. No big deal. That's the brief explanation. There's a long copy pasta explaining it. If you want, please check out the SMO Discord and also the GSA Discord. Please feel free to join for any info you would like about any of the leagues we're running. We have SM64, 2 divisions, SMM2 Expert, Endless League, 2 divisions, Celeste, 2 divisions, and of course SMO, any percent, 2 divisions. I mean 1 division, sorry, my bad. But please be sure to check that out. Also check out the YouTube channel for all of the races you might have missed of any of those, and also the Twitter for any updates. We have several commands in the bot for that, but please be sure to check them out. Now, Rhea going to be going for 2D skip here. Nice, very clean movement. And not going to be doing XD skip, unfortunate, but maybe he'll be going for the wall clip. Oh, there it is. Very nice. Very rarely see that in runs, but you're able to barely clip into the wall there and save a little bit of time over having to bust it open. But pretty swaggy trick. You barely see anyone go for that. But Rhea looking pretty solid, like he can get this 101. Pretty good run for him, I believe. Just has to get a sub-minute pillars, basically. And the good pillars is about 51, 52 seconds, excuse me. I believe the BTT pillars is 48.7 or something, or it might be 49.7, but unsure. But that's by the legend Miles Pro. But here he goes, getting the early pillar, so just finishing off the final pillar from this safe spot here, and going to be ending the game definitely a 101 something, so very well done from Rhea. And this is the final pylon. Fun fact, this is actually not a capture, somewhat odd, but you're already in a capture, so it's not actually counting as one. Looks like he finished with a 101.51. Pretty well done from Rhea. But yeah, very good. Looks like Ekwon could get a 107-ish. Yeah. 107 flat to a low 107. Yep, we'll be seeing if he has a good mood or not. But not looking like he's going to be able to get any points from this race, unfortunately. The way the point system works is, essentially every 10 seconds you gain an extra point on the winner side and lose a point on the loser side. The winner gets 60 points, plus the bonus they get from the amount of time they beat the loser by, and that maxes out at 5 minutes at the point where the winner gets 90 and the loser gets 0, and unfortunately, unless Ekwon pulls out a world record Moon Kingdom, that's not going to end up happening. And taking a bonk there, that practically secures it. Unfortunate, but probably going to be finishing this run. Anyway, staying at a nice 190 coins. You don't actually lose any lives in this game, but you do lose coins, the most valuable commodity in this game for sure. Interestingly enough, in categories such as 100%, the very, very, very infamous category because of the amount of coins you need to grind, you're not allowed to use Luigi's Balloon World, which is definitely by far the fastest way of grinding, but it's a little bit too overpowered. And if you have a large stream audience, you can have people hide very quick and fast balloons really close by and exploit that. So not allowed in that category, but in some missed categories, max percent, it is allowed, but very, very few. So Ekwon entering. Oh yes, GG's to Ray. I've never said that. My bad. Has anyone ever done sub 1 hour? I don't know, man. Just kidding. Yes, there's been quite a few sub hours actually. The first one being from Necroveda, and after that gonna be from Goriyuya. Actually, just a few hours afterwards. Little Curbs 14 actually was stuck at a 10000 for about a month before actually someone broke the sub-hour barrier. So a little bit unfortunate there, but more notable actually is Tyrant 18 actually got the first 58 recently and has pushed that time down to a 58.47. So not only breaking the 59 barrier, just utterly destroying it afterwards. So pretty cool stuff on there. But one of the coolest runs that I've actually ever watched was Little Curbs 14 race world record on 1.0. He was actually the only person on 1.0 to get a sub-hour in a race. So that was very impressive to watch, and probably not going to be seeing that again, especially considering 1.0 is now considerably slower than 1.3 because of load differences. But interesting stuff in this game, how much has progressed since then. Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. See, what I like about this game... Oh no, Eklon taking a death. Unfortunate. Gonna have to start the fight all over again against Bowser. Just took a little bit too much damage on those first phases. But... but anyway... What I like about Super Mario Odyssey is actually more all the small movement options that go into making this speedrun possible, because in a lot of other runs you see pretty nice glitches going on to make it a whole lot faster, and you see that occasionally here, but most of the time save comes from the advanced movement options the runners can go for, and when you see those get pulled off, you just kind of have a sense of how hard that is and how intense it was for them to practice and pull that off, and that's just really cool for me. And not to say glitches aren't cool, because games like SM64, they get kind of broken, especially in the 1 and 0 star runs. You should totally check those out, as well as the 70 star league going on right now. Those can be super cool as well. I'm not dissing them at all, but sometimes just watching Mario do the super cool movement in this game can be pretty cool. And yeah, as mentioned in the chat, the playoffs are next week, so be sure to tune into that, as well as the rest of the stuff going on this week before that. Yeah, essentially, top 8 runners in this league will be playing each other for a top 4 spot going into the final tournament setting at Beyond the Summit. So be sure to tune into all of that. Type in !Legends in the chat if you're interested at all. Oh shoot. For SMO, sorry, my fault. I meant, sorry, I misspoke again. But be sure to tune into !Legends. Be sure to tune into that around November. That'll be very hype anyway. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, Eklon finally gonna be finishing off Bowser here. And entering the final portion of this game, not going to be getting the 107 we might have been seeing, but he is on the cusp of being able to get 110 if he has a really good escape sequence. But that's going to be very hard for him to obtain, but we might be able to see it here. Can always hope for the best. It says it's not available, huh? Sorry about that. Entering the 2D section, perhaps we'll see XD skip from Eklon. You never know. Just first got to get 2D skip. There we go. And oh, looks like he's going for it. Oh, barely able to get it. Doing the real XD skip. Whew. And seeing 2 wall clips there. Wow. Very rare. Well done from Eklon. Doing it for the people as he finishes off this last run. Probably not going to be able to get the sub 110. Unfortunate, but we're going to be finishing off his last league race, PC, with a bang, entering his last pillars. Has a pretty good alignment for the early pillar here. Shooting an extra just in case, but the first 5 appeared to be able to make it. Now making his way into the second, just clawing it 3 times after fireballing it. Now finishing off this 3rd pillar, almost full with fireballs, has to swipe it 1 time as he missed the first one. But now finishing off his last pillar and going to be finishing the game shortly after. And then here we go. Almost at the final pylon, just has to break over and open this final moon cube, and there we have it. SMO 90% for the night. Thank you all for tuning in. This was a pre-recorded race, so not going to have a chance for interviews, but thank you all for watching, and see you tomorrow with some Task Tuesdays, and peace.